Kajjansi Ssebuggwawo Wasswa, a Muganda of the edible rat, born at Kigolooba in Bulemeezi County. His father was Kajjansi and his mother Nsonga, a Musoga. His parents migrated to Bunono, Nkumba in Busoga County. Ssebuggwawo served as a page in King Mwanga's palace. He was a talented and devoted musician with a melodious voice. Then he fought hard at the shameful sexual plays. He was induced to, yes, within the palace, and this quickened his martyrdom. Ssebuggwawo was zealous, devoted to his work, and though young, a very strong Catholic. Then Ssebuggwawo was the first victim of King Mwanga's rage in the evening of the 25th of May, 1886. Remember, he was severely scourged by the king himself. Ssebuggwawo was killed the following morning at Munyonyo on the 26th of May, 1886. At the age of 16. Dennis was zealous for Christian faith and renowned for his modesty. Dennis Ssebuggwawo is the patron of singers, musicians, and choirs. Saint Dennis Ssebuggwawo, pray for us. But now, allow me to elaborate more on that. Remember, it was on the afternoon of Tuesday, the 25th of May, 1886, when Mwanga the king suddenly decided to go hippopotamus hunting and sending the young Kizito ahead to order the canoes, left his palace at Munyonyo at about 2 o'clock with some 20 attendants. Unfortunately, no hippo was sighted. Then he decided to shoot at a few birds. Then the royal party returned to the lake shore, Mulungu, at about 5 o'clock. On embarking, the Kabaka, already disgruntled at the failure of his hunt, walked a few paces, looked around and said, "I do not see any of my attendants here. Where are they all?" They did not know what you were, they did not know that you were going out hunting, replied one of his companions, probably Andrew Kagwa. "If they had known, Your Majesty, they would have been here. They would have been here to welcome you." Mwanga refused to be placated. "Rubbish," he said. "I know very well where they are. They've gone off to the white men to study religion. Now I know that the country is no longer mine, but the whites' men. Even Muwafu, the son of my counselor, the only one of my pages who is completely loyal and devoted to me, always ready to obey my slightest wishes. Even he is absent, and here am I, alone and forsaken. It is a disgrace." A boy called Kayigwa, who was watching the return of the hunting party, said, "I met Ssebuggwawo and Muwafu on the road near Takajunge. They were on their way towards Mengo." "How? There!" exclaimed Mwanga. "They've gone to Matthew Kisule's place at Natete to learn religion. Am I your Kabaka? Am I your king, in other words? Or does Buganda belong to the white men? Don't I provide enough meat for you at the palace? Or are the snakes you eat at the white men's place more palatable than the meat I provide?" All the way back to the palace, Mwanga continued to grumble in the same vein. Remember, he's coming from the lake shore, Mulungu, now. Now he's moving towards the palace. Arrived at the palace, he entered the enclosure by the rear gate and made his way to his own apartments, where, finding no pages in attendance, he began to shout angrily for them. The cry was taken up by others, and before long, both Ssebuggwawo and Muwafu came running, thinking they had returned in time. The Kabaka had come earlier. Meanwhile, Mwanga demanded his spears from Apollo Kagwa, his armorer, and too impatient to wait for the store to be opened, seized Apollo's sword and hacked open the door himself. When the boys arrived, that's Ssebuggwawo and Muwafu, he shouted angrily at Muwafu, Where have you come from? Tell me exactly where you have been, and no lying. I've been with the Ssebuggwawo, replied the youth. What have you been doing? He has been teaching me religion. Ssebuggwawo teaching you religion? How? The Kabaka, striking the boy with his hand, said, Have you never heard me refusing to move with him? It is Ssebuggwawo who sets you against me and takes you constantly to Matthew Kisule's home to study religion. You know, Matthew Kisule had offered his home for whoever wanted to go there for rehearsing catechism and the like. And he used to start Natete. Did your father send you here to serve me or to learn the religion of the white men? The white men is in reference to the missionaries. Mwanga then turned on Ssebuggwawo. Has Muwafu been with you? Yes, replied Ssebuggwawo. What business had you with him? I've been teaching him religion. Turning back to Muwafu, the Kabaka said angrily, So it is true. You are learning religion too. Now, are you? Yes, I am studying religion. I am studying religion. Haven't you heard me forbid the teaching of religion here? Yes, I've been instructing Muwafu in the Christian religion, replied Ssebuggwawo. So it is you that are responsible for trying to convert him. Yes, I am the one that instructs him. Kabaka Mwanga, by now in a raging temper, picked up the spear called Muwabutwa, which gives poison. A small spear which had belonged to his father Mutesa I, and savagely belabored the boy, beating him about the head, neck, and chest until the spear broke in his hand. Then, seizing the stunned and prostrate boy by the arm, he dragged him out of his own courtyard through the ivory court into that of the audience hall, shouting wildly all the while for men to take Ssebuggwawo and kill him. The official executioners were not at hand, so the two Muslims, Chambade and Imberenge, Mwanga's constant companions, ran to relieve their master of his victim and dragged the martyr out of the royal enclosure. Still holding the broken spear, Mwanga strode off to the court of the stowers, where he found the assistant treasurer, the Protestant Apollo Kagwa, whom he promptly assaulted. Apollo himself describes the incident. He says, and me, Apollo Kagwa, the Kabaka gave me strokes of the stick and 3 gashes on the top of my head. And he kicked me and kicked me. And when he had finished kicking me, he threw my books into the fire and said, Don't pray anymore. Yes. Mwanga is also reported to have said to Apollo, If Coolidge had not told me that you are very obedient, I would have killed you. Now, we proceed to the point that Ssebuggwawo was not killed that very evening. was taken by a one Mpinga Kaloke, who pulled him from the two executioners who were intending to kill him, Mberenge and Chambadde, hoping that the following day the Kabaka, the king, would have cooled down. A thing that did not happen. It didn't happen. Following day, he was the first to be killed. Around 9 a.m., he was killed. Then Ssebuggwawo.